which means that this is the commissioner's opportunity to hear from the public. This is the public's opportunity to speak. And before we actually begin the public meeting, I wanted to kind of update the community on where we stand and how we got where we are today. The Board of Commissioners recently became aware through social media, phone calls, and emails from the community that a nightclub called X4B is planning to open in Bryan's Road. The purpose of this meeting tonight is to answer your questions and concerns about the locations and advertised activities promoted by X4B. On Friday, November 15th, Charles County Government Zoning Officer issued a letter revoking the use and occupancy permit for X4B. The permit application stated that banquets, receptions, and fundraising activities were being planned at the location. This use is not permitted in the core employment residential zone where the business is located, and therefore will not be permitted to operate. I also want to bring to your attention that there is a process if X4B assumes to attempt to appeal. Any appeal of the zoning officer's decision must be made according to the established rules via the Board of Appeals. We will be meeting as a Board of County Commissioners to discuss drafting legislation to ensure businesses of this type will not be permitted to operate near churches, schools, and residential areas. We will also consider other options, such as establishing an entertainment district in Charles County in an area where it would be more suitable and appropriate for entertainment businesses to operate. We also, the sheriff is here not necessarily that kind of business. We also wanted you to know that we're in conversation with the sheriff's office, and the sheriff is here this evening. Finally, I'd like to close by letting you know that we'll do everything in our power to ensure the zoning officer's determination is fully enforced. With that, I just will hear the rules and how we will engage.
All right, we're going to have two people with mics, one on this end and one on that end. And if you just line up, if you want to present a comment or question, and you'll have 3 minutes at the most.
Yeah, I wanted to take this up before we got started. If the sheriff wanted to make any comments at all.
Thank you for Charles County for coming out for the support.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about these types of establishments that come to our community. If you look at it from a historical perspective, in the neighboring jurisdictions, this is what you get. You get prostitution issues.
Yeah.
You get illicit drugs.
Yes.
You get violence, shooting, stabbings. We do not need that type of establishment.
That's right. That's right.
All right, the floor is open.
Anybody get it? Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Angela Parker. My address is 1583 Marshall Hall Road.
Speak up.
Can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I've done quite a bit of research on the gentleman associated Sorry, three addresses in Charles County, of which none of which he owns any of these homes. He is on probation right now for possession of a handgun in his vehicle. His probation before judgment and unsupervised.
Wow.
He also has been sued for $73,000 for one of his employees that he did not pay. Now, individually, these kinds of things don't make up the character of a person. Together, with what he's trying to do here, and his inconsistencies with the information he's put on his applications here and in Prince George's County, and also the way he's filed his business articles of incorporation with the state of Maryland are untruthful about the operations that he is participating in.
Thank you. Good evening, my name is Portia Cobb. I live at 7072 Strawberry Drive here in Bryant's Road. Not to echo the sentiments that was just shared by the young lady before me, but I want to advocate for additional resources that I believe Bryant Road needs. I'm new to the community. I moved here in 2016. But I'm noticing, what I noticed that we lost a Safeway. Yeah. We are growing in numbers. There are houses being built. Yes. What resources do you have set forth for the growth of the community, meaning educating them, providing on-the-job training, even for our children to go to the playgrounds and rec centers? The closest thing is down the highway, not down the street, down the highway. So if we're looking at things to do, let's consider how we can band together to educate and grow the community so we can bring youthful businesses that bring prosperity to our community, not negativity. Yes.
Speaker, one thing I neglected to say, we are working within a time frame. We want to close out at approximately 8:30. We want to allow everyone, if you want to give comments, you can certainly provide written comments directly to the Board of County Commissioners. Thank you.
My name is Julie Winstead. I live at 14145 Jaydale Place in Hughesville. I grew up here on Bryant's Road. I'm here to speak on the Department of Assessments information. X4B is a forfeited business. They are owned by a different business called CD15, which is not in good standing with the Department of Assessments and Taxation. They have also filed back in 2005 articles of amendment that says that they want to, that they are going to be dealing with nonprofit organizations. This business is far from a nonprofit. So, if he cannot keep his business affairs in order, there's no way he's going to keep a business like this in order.
Thank you.
So I'm Tanya Catrin. I live in Marshall Hall, Bryant's Road. And first of all, I wanted to tell you how grateful we are as neighbors that you are hosting us this evening. We need an outlet to be able to communicate with you and have a voice in what comes into our community. I think I'm going to clarify what I think I heard you say, is that basically we can rest easy tonight, that this sort of business, you're not going to allow this to come into Bryant's Road, whether it's this XP or there's someone else. Am I hearing you correctly? So we can rest easy? That said, are you confirming that? Even through the appeal process, we're not going to worry. This type of establishment, there's no way it's coming to Bryant's Road. Thumbs up? Did I hear you right?
What's your answer? What's your answer? You want an answer?
We're not going to worry about this.
Use your microphone.
I want to make it clear, though, assuming that it does possibly move forward, the community needs to also participate through any appellate process, through the Board of Appeals. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know that. But what we do know is we've through the powers that we have, we've done everything to ensure that this particular business would not open.
Wrong answer. I get for my 3 minutes. What process do you have for us that we can actually speak with Ms. Coates and the folks that are making decisions on behalf of the western side of the county? From Indian Head to Bryan's Road, you see that we're rolling ghost town. We need some attention, and we need an outlet. Look how many of us are out
Generally, the rule is that we don't speak, we actually listen. But in this case, I do want to let you know that I have town halls, and every quarter I have a town hall, and we're actually going to be doing more of them as a group, as a whole as well. So please do come up to my town hall. The next one in January. I don't have the specific date, but it's in January. Right now, they move around the county, so the next one is going to be, I think the tentative is Pleasant Grove Church. That's the south of here. Marbury, okay. So that's tentatively right now. It was Bryan's Road, it's Billings Elementary. I moved about the county. But please do come out and participate in town hall, because we need your voice. I thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for making it vigilant to us and staying connected with that community. That's how we found out, was through you all. So please, please stay vigilant and let us know. Okay?
And I just want to add on to what Commissioner Coates said. The best way to find out about the meetings, the town hall meetings that the commissioners have, is the website, www.charlescountymd.gov. You can also call the main number to the commissioner's office. We can give you any of that information. If you put your email address on a sign-in sheet in the back, we have that. Our citizen response manager will be following up and sending out information. So just so you know, but the best way to do is go to the website. Right from the homepage, there's a link for the town hall meetings. You can click on that and see the entire schedule.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Thomas Butler, Jr. I live on 5065 Chickamauga Road, Indian Head, Maryland. The question I have is, we talk about the strip club, we talk about the Safeway closing. When are we gonna get a rec center for these kids? I've worked in this county for over 35 years. Since I've been retired, I've been going around after school closed just to see what kids are doing. And all I see is kids, because most of y'all parents, y'all at work. Kids are just hanging out in the street. We need a youth center over here. Because I'm gonna tell you, if we don't get a youth center over here, we're gonna be just like PG County, DC. Sorry to say, but we need a youth center over here.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Just to piggyback off of what you said, as far as the loophole, is there going to be a guarantee that this isn't going to happen? Because well, first off, my name is Mary, and I reside at 18610 Constance Court, Kankakee, Maryland. I am not a member of Charles County. However, I felt that it was important for my family to be represented and for my community.
Thank you.
Thank you. As with many things in PG County, they'll say it's not going to happen, and then the next thing you know, they find some loophole to make it happen. We dealt with that with the cell phone towers that they were attempting to build on our schools' grounds. In regards to the proposed establishment, we have schools north and south. We have places of worship north and south. We have an abundance of alcohol and tobacco and other distributors around.
You're right.
So for us to have this type of establishment this close to where we are and this so close to what we already have in this community, it leaves way for the sex trafficking. It leaves way for the access to drugs and alcohol. And as many people have already stated, we already have so many children and so many seniors that have to go way out of their way to enjoy their life. And it's ridiculous that we can propose this, but we can't propose this, and I don't have any recollection of it being on any agenda, whether it be Charles County or PG County side. During the times of operation, our children would be going to either activities, our children would be going to and from school. We have enough going on. We have shootings going on that's not even related to a sex operation, to be blunt. So my thing is, I think it shows how many people that are represented today. This is not something that we want. This is not something that we're going to stand for. This is not something that we're going to tolerate. We say no.
That's right. That's right.
My name is Joyce Johnson, Reverend Joyce Johnson, and I live at 8075 Leroy Place, Indian Head, Maryland. My question to the panel is, how and who authorized and passed the ruling that this club could be open in the first place? Who's going to be held accountable that this license was issued in the beginning?
Hello, everybody. How you doing? My name is Wes Adams. I'm a county attorney. Okay, so I just want to give you I can answer a couple of the questions that were raised.
Thank you.
So let me just start. I'll start with your question. It's a little low for me. I'll start with your question on how it got to be in the first place. When the group of people filed for the use and occupancy to come into the establishment, they left it in the same manner of what it was, restaurant, bar, lounge, okay? Just like Mama Stella's. Because of the way that we have established we're an open for business county. We want businesses to come in. The process is very streamlined. We do also have multiple layers of administrative review, and as it went through, actually your government worked the way it was supposed to. It went through the layers of review, it got up to our zoning officer, and when certain things evolved, like their application changed on November 8th. When it changed on November 8th, I believe we had it flagged, reviewed, and by that Friday we had issued the letter revoking the UNO. So I think we were inside of 3 days from when it changed and took it outside of the original use to what eventually was going to be, that the UNO got revoked. Does that answer your question? Now, wait, hang on, I want to answer the second one, the questions from over here. The two women that spoke about, is it going to happen here? All of those ideas. So I have to explain, I'm going to try and keep this at a very non-boring level. First Amendment law is great, but it's great for me as a lawyer. It may not be so great for a big group of folks. This type of establishment, oddly enough, has a small level of First Amendment protection. It's called a fringe First Amendment right. So it is legally entitled to open. Let me start with that premise. However, we as a Charles County government can impose what are called reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions. One of them you have already heard, our core employment residential zoning. That's a reasonable restriction. As Commissioner President said, and Sheriff Berry's here to help us with the secondary effects. You all have articulated the type of secondary effects that we're afraid of. All of those pieces of information allow the commissioner to draft the type of legislation that would keep it 1,000 feet away from a school, 1,000 feet away from a liquor, an alcohol or tobacco dispensing establishment. So we're going to craft that type of legislation that puts it in a place, if they wish to exist, that would have the least impact on the health, welfare, and safety of the community. So, if there are restrictions that say you can't be within 1,000 feet of these things, that's a reasonable restriction that we can impose. And those are the type of things that we will do to protect students, to protect kids, to protect seniors, to protect places of worship. That's the type of thing that ultimately it's going to fall on me, but that's the type of things that we're going to have to work on And that the commissioners are committed to making sure that it is done correctly, legally, and that it will stand up. And so that is the path that we're going to take to make sure that everybody's protected. Okay?
We will, the community will be watching, and there is a vote coming up soon.
Right, good evening, everyone. And I don't say everyone, I say hello, family. Because first of all, this is our home. And the way that we protect it is by coming together more often than not. Quarterly is not enough. Half the table saying yes, that they're going to protect us, and the other half putting their head down like we don't exist is not helping. We voted all of you all in. So if you're going to say yes, say it unanimously. Because, I mean, I've been in this community 20 years. And I've watched it just dwindle down to nothing. This is nothing. We should have a thriving grocery store, not 4 thriving liquor stores. I walk along 210, I drive along 210, I participate, I patronize my local businesses. We have to stop this. This is not a game. Everyone has to work together. You guys have to, you were voted in. You get paid a check. We go get a check every day too. But we got a job to do, and you all have a job to do. And if you want us on your side, then don't sit there and say you didn't have any idea this was going on. Because, I mean, that's just like me going to the school and saying I didn't know my son wasn't doing his homework. We have to stop doing this. We have to hold each other accountable. And I'm this is creative thinking. They get this off of TV. This stuff is sitting right in front of them. And I understand you're the attorney, but you all are the commissioners. They have, I mean, we don't even have anything for our children on the western side. We have to struggle for everything. And I'm going to put it out there, the principals that come on this side, that come from Waldorf, they can't believe how they have to struggle for things for our children. And we're standing here as adults, struggling not to open up a strip club. I mean, I'm upset because I follow all of you. I don't follow one or a few. I follow all of you. I spend my time text messaging, letting everybody know about this. But we have to do better as a community and as commissioners. If you want to remain a commissioner, do your job. This is cyber. You know, I mean, we got a great sheriff now. That's better. But we all have to work together. We really do. And it's what do you want from us? It's what we want from you all. Amen. We want transparency.
Yeah, that's right.